Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Office Bloke Daz.
Office Bloke Aidan.
I'm Gaynor.
Alright, before we start, big news.
Huge news.
Huge news is we are definitely now hitting the USA in November.
We are.
We've not set the dates in November yet,
No.
but we know it's confirmed. Time's already set that we're taking time off from here to go on a little bit of a mission in the USA.
How exciting.
A road trip.
So as it stands right now, with the initial sort of like throwing the ideas around, we're going to hit...
We're going to go from Miami to Seattle.
Miami to Seattle in a day. No, we're going to go, I think it looks like we're going to hit Alabama, Tennessee and Georgia.
Yeah.
Atlanta,
Yeah, so it'd be Atlanta, Nashville hopefully, and Alabama probably into Tuscaloosa.
Yeah.
So sort of maybe hopefully pick up a college football game of sort, and if not, at least go and see the Bryant Denny Stadium and have a little bit of a look round.
Yeah, so if you've got a Winnebago, we can borrow.
If anyone's got any ideas, drop them in the DMs or emails,
or contacts at
officeblokedaz@gmail.com, or any contacts you might want to think might assist us in our little journey over there. We're probably going to do about 10 days, aren't we?
Yeah.
10 days in the US, lots of filming, lots of recording, lots of videos of trying different things.
Yeah, lots of tasting.
My thought process is we're going to fly into Philadelphia, do a bit of a Philly cheesesteak and drive down to Atlanta.
Yeah.
Is what I'm thinking. Bit of a road trip.
Far drive.
Got to do a little bit of a drive, haven't we?
Angry driving.
Angry driver, angry Daz.
Yep.
Anyway, into this. Talking of which, Texas red chili, bowl of red. I've never heard of red chili.
I'm not really a
Texas
fan
red
of chili myself, to be fair, am I?
I absolutely love it.
I love chili as well.
But I've never heard of Texas red chili. I don't think.
I thought it was just the beans that they used. The red beans.
Doesn't spring to mind. If someone says to me, do you know what Texas red chili is? I'd be like, no.
No.
I
Maybe I'm
know.
wrong. I just presumed it was the red chili beans that they use.
Kidney beans.
Well, they're purple, aren't they?
Yeah.
Should we find out what it is?
Find out,
Anyway?
let's see. Texas red chili, bowl of red. Do it.
Hey guys, it's Matt with Meat Church and welcome back to my outdoor kitchen. Today, we're making traditional Texas red chili.
Chicken board. Did you see it?
I'm sure I'll see it again in a sec.
There is no more polarizing
Cool,
topic
ain't it?
than chili when it comes to the world of cooking. I'm telling you, from our Facebook group, Meat Church congregation, a couple 100,000 people, to Twitter and everything else, the beans versus no beans, it's a hot debate. We're not here to debate it today. We're here to show you traditional Texas red chili. Now, we have 3 other chili recipes on meatchurch.com as well as corresponding YouTube videos. We've got what we call a Texas chili. We've got white chicken chili that I wouldn't really consider chili, but it's my mother-in-law's recipe and you don't argue with your mother-in-law. And then we have a brisket chili. So every time we put that stuff out there, it's mostly meat-based, right? Other than the white chicken chili, we have no beans in it because that's not real common in Texas. So we see the wars rage on. So I've always wanted to do a scratch-made Texas red chili and educate everyone on where it comes from and what it means. So this chili is about 2 things: chilies and meat. It originates in Texas. In fact, it's the state dish of Texas, so you can't argue with me. Let me read this to you here.
Didn't know that.
Open up my iPhone here. All right, so
We lived in bloody Texas.
Yeah, but if you remember, when we used to have a chili, it didn't look like a chili that we had, which was like mince. It was like chunks of beef, if you remember.
Yeah, you're right, actually, now you mention it.
Yeah.
You are right.
Or is that what this one's going to be like?
I think
So maybe
yeah.
I have had
it's
red
more
chili.
like a stew, like a spicy stew.
Texas red chili.
We make it with ground beef.
Maybe I just didn't pick up on that's what it was called. Or maybe I did know at the time it was called and just assumed it's a chili and just I thought that's what they called it.
Yeah.
But the state dish.
1977, resolved by the House of Representatives of the state of Texas, the Senate concurring in the 65th legislature in recognition of the fact that the only real bowl of red is that prepared by Texans, hereby proclaims chili as the state dish of Texas.
Wow.
So there's some debate on where chili came from. Did it originate in San Antonio? New Mexicans like to argue with that as well. In any case, the chili queens of San Antonio were making this stuff on the streets, in the markets, and it was about, again, the chili and the meat. There were no fillers in it. In fact, if you go to the Terlingua chili cook-off, there are no fillers allowed. No spaghetti noodles, no rice, no beans, because chili is about the chili flavors and the meat. So that's the deal. So it doesn't matter what kind of chili people make.
I'm interested in this now.
Traditional Texas red, aka a bowl of red. There are no beans in it. If you want to add beans, you want to add all the other stuff, that's completely fine. You can still call it chili, but it's not Texas red chili. So this is going to be scratch made. It's going to be good. I'm excited to get into it. So let's go. Here's what we're starting with. We've got 2 types of chilies, dried. We've got guajillo chilies and ancho chilies, and then I've got 3 pounds of stew meat. So you could do chuck roast like we did in our carne guisada video. This is a 44 Farms product, and this will work great for us. So set that aside. And if you don't know where to get dried chilies, I thought I would show you. This is from my grocery store down the street. Very common here in Texas. You could also dry your own if you want, but this is really, really easy. Overview of these, we're going to cut the stems off. We're going to remove the seeds. Then we're going to saute those a bit till they're nice and fragrant. And then we're going to submerge them in some super hot water, basically boiling water, to soften them up. We're going to rehydrate them to make a chili paste. And this is where the flavor is going to come from in your chili. So I'm just going to show you a couple of these, what you got to do. So let's pick a big one. Let's go with this one. Take your chili, cut the stem off, and I'll dump it on the board here to show you. You want to get rid of all that? You could also use...
I wasn't expecting them to come out that easy. I thought he was going to have to like scrape them out.
I guess because the dried.
Because the dried,
yeah, true.
There's kitchen shears if you want. You want to split it all the way open because we're going to toast this in the skillet. And also, this will help you make sure that you get everything out of it. So remove all the seeds.
I wonder if your fingers...
Don't worry, it's going to burn you up.
When they're dried.
And when they're dried like this, they're not hot. So when you're done with it, put it in your bowl. Now I'm going to use, I'm going with, and this is preference, but the recipe down in the description on meatchurch.com, you're going to see a dozen guajillos and 4 anchos. You can use different types of peppers. I've even seen people do like up to like 7 different types of peppers, so that's just kind of preference and what you want to do. But this is a really good method, simple with only 2 chilies. So here we go. And this recipe won't be using any dry chili seasoning by default. Now you can add it at the end. We'll talk about that when we get to the end. So let's drop that in the bowl. I'm going to keep cutting these up, and then we're going to put the water in. All right, we've got all of our peppers de-seeded here, as you can see, and basically just kind of split in half. We've got over here vintage cast iron skillet over kind of medium heat. It's dry, and we're going to place these in. You're just going to put these in here till they're just nice and fragrant. You have to do this in batches, obviously. You don't want to burn these because they'll get bitter. So it's kind of your preference here. No more than a couple minutes. Flip them around. They're going to smell really good. It's going to open them up, brighten them up. Pull them off here, put them in a bowl, get the water. See, that's looking really good right there, and they smell amazing.
I wonder how spicy they are.
All right, last of the chilies here. All right, so now what we need to do is we need to soften these. And so we've got some water that's boiling over here, and we're just going to pour it over it. You could pour water in that skillet. If your water's boiling like this and the peppers are submerged, you're talking 5 minutes to soften them. If you just pour water over the skillet and simmer it, could take 25, 30 minutes. You just want these to get nice and soft. And I'm going to go get my next ingredients. We're going to make a roux, and we're going to finish this, this chili paste in a blender. So let me go get my ingredients, and we'll move on to the next step.
I'm going to have a go at making
We've still got our skillet going here. We're going to put about a 1/4 cup of oil in it. We're going to make a blonde roux. So let's heat that oil up, then we're going to add some flour to it. You know your oil's hot enough when you put a little pinch of flour in, and it'll fry it. All right, so this is probably a little less than 1/2 cup. You got to stir like crazy. All right, so you want to cook the flour down, and then we're going to add 16 ounces of chicken stock and stir quick.
why chicken stock and not beef?
Beef stock, yeah. Maybe the colour.
All right, blonde roux, don't want to cook it too long. We're going to kill the fire. Let's let that sit for just a second, and let's go back to check on our chilies. They should be nice and softened by now. Oh yeah, they are. So now we're going to make our chili mixture. So we got a blender here, Vitamix. You don't want to pour this water in here because it'll be really, really bitter. So just strain off all the water, dump the peppers in.
Asbestos fingers.
5 minutes, that'd be cooled down a little bit.
Yeah, I guess so.
Set that aside. So now let's pour in the roux. All right, we're gonna throw in some garlic, 3 to 5 cloves. I like garlic. We're going 5 big ones.
Love garlic.
I do too.
A little bit of salt. You just need to blend this up until it's nice and smooth and set it aside while we move on to creating our spice dumps and browning the meat.
So you only turn on the blender as well when you need to listen to something on the TV.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah, because I'm making me margaritas.
Remember when he used to go in the Ivy League in New Jersey and he used to always moan about the blender when he was making like a margarita or something. Yeah. And he unplugged it from the other side of the bar. And when I was sat, plugged it straight and put it on the bar and started blending right in front of me. So I grabbed my bill and ripped it up and threw it away.
All right, we're just gonna set that aside. I'm gonna go get all my seasonings for my spice dump and we'll move on to that. All right, let's get all of our seasonings together. I'm gonna call these 2 different seasoning dumps. One we're gonna put in the beginning, and then one we're gonna put in after it's been simmering for a little while. But I need to get my Dutch oven going to brown my meat also.
Dutch oven?
Yeah. That's what you call them.
You can use oil. I'm using lard.
Lard? Jesus. Thought it was outlawed.
I didn't even know they did lard anymore. I've seen it for years.
So the first one is going to be 2 tablespoons of onion powder, 2 tablespoons of garlic powder, tablespoon of black pepper. I'm going to add some beef bouillon, a couple. And then I love this stuff. I'm going with 2. Dump that in. We're going to just set this aside. Gives me something to do while I'm waiting on that to melt down. Okay, this is our first dump. And the one we'll do later is some Mexican oregano and some comino. We'll talk more about that when we get to the near the end of the chili cook. And I'm going to set this stuff aside. Now we need to get into browning our meat. So here I've got the 44 Farms stew meat. You can use this, you can use chuck roast, just use something big. You know, as this simmers and breaks down, that's what's going to give you such a hearty bite. I didn't actually have to trim this up. It came pre-trimmed. I'm going to start putting this in while I talk to you. This is pretty warm, maybe a little too warm. If you use chuck roast, you want to cut it up into no bigger than 1-inch squares. Probably have to do this in batches. You're going to want to use 3 to 4 pounds, and you don't want to overcrowd the pan. So I'm just going to fill the bottom of the pan. I'm going to brown this, much like we did our Carnegie Sada. I'm going to toss it around and just get nice sear and browning for like 6 to 8 minutes. And then we're going to drain off the liquid that's come out, and then it's going to be time to make the chili so we can simmer it. All right, you can see this meat's nice and browned. Gonna pull this off because I actually need to drain this Dutch oven. We're gonna cook the chili in here, but I don't want all this excess fat in here that came out of this stew meat. So let me get this out of here. I'm gonna go drain the pot, and then we'll compile the chili. All right, we've drained the Dutch oven. Turn it back on. Okay, let's return our meat. And by the way, you could use some ground meat in this. I've ground in my other recipes. I really like, that gives you like a really consistent bite, but we're just going really traditional here today. So now let's get our chili mixture. Okay, now let's add 16 ounces of beef stock. Now there's lots of Texas red recipes out there. And for this one, I got to give credit to my man Matt Wilson of Arlington. I call him the unofficial mayor of the city of Arlington. The guy's a West Texas boy at heart. He's a true cowboy. And he brags about his Texas red. Now I'm going in with his first spice dump. And I mean, it's a pretty big deal. The guy's won like his office cook-off of 4 people at least 2 times, so you know it's good. But no, this is seriously good. I changed just very minor things. I appreciate Matt for letting me use his recipe. No tomatoes in this, right? So that's something we talked about earlier. Chili got popular.
Almost looks like a curry there, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Looks like a madras.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
On chuck wagons, and chuck wagons did not carry any fresh ingredients. So I'm not saying tomatoes bad. If you look at our original Texas chili recipe, it's got some tomatoes in it. A lot of people use tomato pastes or sauces, so that's up to you. But again, we're going like super traditional, so this is going to be about the chili flavor and the meat. But as always, make the recipe your own, and add whatever the heck you guys want.
No.
So you're gonna bring this up to a boil, and as soon as it gets to a boil, you want to drop it down to a simmer.
Didn't
So
have
the key
onion
to this
powder?
for me is
I did onion granules.
Onion
garlic.
powder and garlic powder, didn't it?
Yeah.
But no physical chopped onions, like you say.
you want to simmer this really gently. You don't want to evaporate too much liquid, so that's going to help get serious flavor into the meat. So I drop down and simmer basically as low as you can go. And 45 minutes in, we're going to add our last spice dump. And that's the point you can taste it and decide if you didn't put enough chilies in it. You could put some chili seasoning in it if you want. Make any adjustments you want at that point. And this takes less than 2 hours total to cook. So we'll cook another hour after we do this. But I like to simmer my chili all day. So I like to make this in the morning and smell it throughout the day and have it for supper. The meat's just going to continue to break down. You can't overcook it as long as you're cooking it really, really low. All right, we'll see you guys back here in 45 minutes. Whoops, forgot something. I like to float some serranos in them whole. So we're just going to stick these in for added flavor. And as you can see, it's already boiling. So I'm going to drop the temp down to simmer it, cover it up. And now I'll see y'all in 43 minutes. All right, we've been simmering 45 minutes. And by the way, I didn't tell you how cool this Dutch oven is. This is an old vintage Griswold, probably from the 30s, so no telling what's been cooked in here. Woo, that looks good. Wish you could smell it. You can see the meat's breaking down, releasing some fat in here. It's looking really, really good. So second spice dump in. And by the way, I did say this is all traditional, so you certainly do not have to do this. But at this point, you could test it if you want for taste. And I'm just going to show you this. If you want any more chili flavoring, like I said earlier, maybe you didn't put enough chilies in it or whatever the case may be, you certainly can add chili seasoning. So you guys know we have a chili seasoning. Put a little bit of that in there. It also, the more you put, the hotter it will get if you like a little spice. I'm going to stir this up. Again, we're staying really low. We're done in 45 minutes or keep going. So we'll see what the day holds, but I'm going to stir it up here, put the lid back on, and I'll see you guys in a little bit. Okay, guys, it's been 1 hour since that second spice dump, so 1 hour and 45 minutes total.
Wow.
I know the meat's going to be tender at this point. Man, that smells good. Again, you could simmer it all day, but look in here. Man, that looks so good and so hot. So you don't want to eat the peppers you put in, so make sure you don't get those. But I'm gonna scoop out a bowl here. Man, it smells amazing. Some big chunks of meat. I like it meaty.
Does look good, doesn't it?
It does, but I don't
Looks
think
like
you'd
a
be
curry.
able to eat
It seems like you need to have like
without
rice with it or
bread
something.
rice, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I would
Yeah,
have a
I know
baked
what you mean.
potato.
Rice with
Well,
that.
this looks and smells amazing.
baked
Let me kill all
potato.
this stuff over here. All right. Well, you know, this was a little extra work, clearly, but I love cooking, and I think, you know, some of you, they're going to love taking the extra time to do this. The question is going to be, is the juice worth the squeeze? But I always say you get out of it what you put into it. So there's something about taking the long way home at times. I know this is going to be hot. Huge meat chunks. Again, what I like. Damn, that tastes like Texas. That's so good.
I
That's
still
about
want
the
to try that
chili.
now.
Yeah.
Like, I want to go.
I'm telling you, that's traditional Texas red chili. There are no beans in that type of chili, and there's actually no debate for that. That's just the deal. If you want to make the old school Texas red chili, I would try this. Give it a shot. If you don't want to spend that amount of time, again, we've got other recipes, more of a quick chili you guys want to throw down, but I would take the time to do this. There's something special about this, old school way. I love it. Never going to get old with me. So you guys like this, like what we're doing, please like and subscribe. Weekly cooking videos on this channel. All the recipes down below in the description, and as always, they're also on meatchurch.com. See y'all next time.
Wow.
Yeah,
I like that channel.
yeah, I do as well.
Yeah. I'll subscribe to that one, Aid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't
Yeah.
really expecting the chili to look like that at
No.
all, to be honest.
No, but
You're not a fan of chili, are
I'm
you?
not, but when I see chili, it doesn't look anything like that.
No.
no, but that to me, a lot. If someone showed me that and said that's a madras, I'd say yeah, it looks
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a madras, doesn't it?
Yeah, but I do remember now having it.
I think you're right. I think I remember the
It was
meaty.
a place on Woodlands Parkway.
Yeah, I remember it was a meaty chili, and I was like,
Yeah.
this ain't chili.
Yeah.
Something like that. I was like,
Yeah.
this is different chili. So, don't know, one of them sort
And
of
it
comments.
came with those little crackers in a
Correct,
wrapper.
correct. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. And I can't remember where we had it. It was only a little bowl of it, though, wasn't
Yeah.
it? A tiny little bowl.
Yeah. It was an appetizer, I think, and we ordered it.
Yeah, I think you're right. But I do remember having
They had-
something that
they
looked
had
very
soup
similar to that.
and then
The chili, correct. I do remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, Texas red chili. There you go. We'll have to have a go at making it, I think.
Yeah.
We'll, see how we get on.
Yeah.
But we will be. If you
You
want
mean,
us to see...
you mean
do not-
Gaynor will have to go have a
No,
go
no,
at
no,
making
no,
it.
no, you're wrong there. You're wrong there. I actually made Philly cheesesteak last night and it was really good. It was one of the best Philly cheesesteaks I've ever had.
Did he make it?
He made it. I didn't even touch
I made
it.
it from scratch,
But he
mate.
kept going on.
But I
and
did.
on
Was that?
and on.
What was the part when I was in the kitchen? And he was like, "Gaynor, is this pan hot enough? Is this pan hot enough to put the meat on it now?"
Yeah. And what do I say? Yeah, that's fine. If I ask him anything, he goes, "Oh, for God's sake!"
No one asked me anything about cooking,
No, yeah.
so don't know how to do it. But it's I'm going to make biscuits and gravy.
Oh god.
Yeah. I'm going to video it so you can see me doing it, and then when you taste it, the food will taste like biscuits and gravy. I can't say if you're going to like it or not because I don't know if you like biscuits and gravy.
Okay.
If I made a chili, you'd go, yeah, it's good or bad chili. You'll say it's good or bad because you know what chili tastes like. You're not sure what biscuits and gravy taste like, so
I know
you
what
don't know.
biscuits taste like.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? So watch out for that. Let me know if you want to do it and you want me to video it.
Yeah.
Just let us know in the
What you want
comments.
Office Bloke Dads to make.
Yeah, if you want me to make something, cook it and watch me making it because I'm not an awful cook. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed that great
Yeah.
channel
Yeah.
and don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll catch you on the next one.
Cheers.
Bye.
Cheers.